It's coming up soon, Fall Fest 2022, and we figured, as event organizers of a couple years, what would be a good idea if we're having an upcoming event, letting people know whether their games are on the schedule or not. So, in this act of genius never before thought of, we're giving you the schedule before the event starts this time. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fastest Spurs. We hope you're excited for Fall Fest 2022. For those that are new here, our event, pretty simple. We run nonstop from 10 a.m. on Friday, November 11th, to 10 p.m. on Sunday, November 13th. Supposedly, we might go over, depending on event stuff. But that's our goal for the most part. This time we have 47 games, which...
Okay, 1 second. Something's going on with capture. Jock.
Oh.
It didn't change slides. We're on the second slide already, and you don't even realize it.
Wow.
Whoa, spooky. Ooh.
So...
The games are coming. There they are. Hey.
Games,
Hey,
okay. So...
gaming.
Hey, we're in.
So, 47
I'm
games
gaming.
this event, which is a seemingly high number, but I will point out that this is actually a little bit lower than usual. We have a lot of very lengthy runs, is all I'll say. Rest assured, we are still meeting our scheduled amount of time very easily. If you want to learn more about the event between then and now, we have our Telegram group, our Twitter, our Discord, and on top of our Twitch, we also have our Twitch team, which was new to the event last time, but as a quick rundown, everybody who's ever had a run in one of our events is invited to the team. If this is your first time running for us, is going to be this Fall Fest. Once your run is done, like once the event's done, you can get invited. So that's a big, super cool collection of like everybody who's ever been a part of this. And we're only adding more people as time goes on.
One note on that: you do have to be a furry, or say you're a furry. So
Unless you're a furry
believe
with
it
a
or
straight
not,
face.
people running Fastest Furs events who are not furries. I know, I'm shocked as well. I guess we're all a little
that
furry,
shocked.
right, Lori?
Maybe a little bit. Who knows? I might
Just
be a little
slightly.
bit. Just slightly. Yeah,
Maybe.
just slightly.
A little bit.
So with that being said, a little bit of details on our event down, but the most important detail, of course, is our charity, and I'm very happy we are going on through with the three-peat supporting Trans Lifetime, or Lifeline. Trans Lifeline. Why am I tongue twisting myself on that? Point is, we've done work with Trans Lifeline twice before, and oh my god, are they great to support. We're doing it a third time. Trans Lifeline helps with those trans people in crisis all over the place, and just does incredible work, and I can't recommend them enough as a great charity. They have their website, translifeline.org, if you want to learn more. But again, the work they do is just incredible. And I'm really happy to be supporting them again. And hopefully we'll keep doing it. We'll see. I can't imagine we wouldn't, but for now, let's focus on the present. The present has a lot of cool stuff. Also the future. I'm all over the place. Speaking of all over the place, in the past, we have had, for the last couple events, merch that you can also buy on top of donating to the event to help support the charity. That will be coming back. It's not finalized yet, though, so keep your eyes out, but we just wanted to let y'all know that it is happening eventually. We'll most likely have more details before the event itself starts, as per usual. So that'll be probably before the end of the month. I can't give the most solid estimate. There might be someone in here who can, but that's not me.
We need some artists to draw some cool T-shirt art, yo.
We do.
And
Oh
you
my
can
goodness.
still sign up if you want to help out with that.
Do
Yeah.
help us.
You can sign up to help us be an artist. You can also help us with volunteering in general. Because volunteer submissions are still open. Despite the game schedule coming out right now, we do still have our volunteer positions still open if you want to be a part of the event. If you don't have a game to play but you want to help, or if you don't get a game in that you submitted but you still want to be a part of the event, you can go to the Owingus Marathon page. Link is in big bold that you can type in on the screen, or it should be in announcements fairly recently. We kind of...
Or if you just like go to Oengus, you should be able to find it there.
Yeah, or if you just go to the site itself. We kind of plugged the site a lot when submissions were closing, because, little known fact, after submissions closed, you can't submit games. But you can still submit a volunteer application, as well as prizes and artist submissions, which are both very, very valuable. The artists I want to touch a little bit more on, because on top of the artist submissions, we are going to be also filling a little bit of space with some runner interviews. So last event we had a few setup blocks, which is where our artists came from, where we had the speed paints based off of certain games. And Blaze, can you help me here?
As far as so we kind of got a little system together to be able to show some stuff during the breaks, because intermissions, you know, when you're on the tech side, you're kind of like running around trying to get the next run together, but we want to keep you all entertained as well, and we want to get people more involved. So for the last marathon, Shockwave had a really good idea to have some artists who had been drawing art all in the lead up to the event do some time lapses basically of their art, and we're going to do that again, but we're also going to reach out to some of the runners, or we haven't totally decided yet. We may put a form out for you to come to us, or we may reach out to you. We're still sorting that out. We would like to do some short runner interviews, and so you may have an opportunity to get interviewed during intermission. If you've ever watched like GDQ or marathons like that, a lot of times they'll have interviews between runs, and so yeah, we want to do some of those. We'll do them all in advance. They won't be live, but we might be able to hook you up with an interview with a member of our interview team.
Thank you. Yes, definitely gonna make it so even the downtime doesn't feel like downtime, which can be an issue, because marathons love to go off the rails, let me tell you, and keeping it on rails is like harder than the one job I've had in my life. But that's a story for another time. Yeah, so we might be reaching out to some people, might put out a form. Keep your eyes out for that if you get picked. It's gonna be awesome. And with that being said, instead of talking about the setup times in between games, let's talk about the video games. I think we all like video games here. I'm a pretty video game positive person myself. Pods, what's your stance on video games?
Yeah, I'm a bit of a video game kind of guy. I kind of like them. Yeah, tell me about it. It's pretty good.
Well, I know some video games you like, and I know this is a video game a lot of people like. Starting off our event is, funnily enough, a game we have had close for us before. We are going to be starting the off event with one of the, if you know what a speedrun is, you probably know a little bit about Super Mario 64.
Oh yeah, that game.
Yeah. I put him in the movies because, you know, a lot of Mario fans care about one thing right now.
Oh yeah, the Mario movie. That's gonna be coming out. That's gonna be like an announced like tomorrow.
Yeah, the trailer's tomorrow. And
Trailers
I can't
tomorrow.
Wait. So yeah, this one's exciting because Super Mario 64 is just super cool. And again, Saren's done the game for us before, so we know Saren's awesome, and we know the run is awesome. Let's just start it off nice and simple and good. A game everybody likes. And you know what another game everybody likes is featuring everybody's favorite creature in the universe, the cat.
Oh yeah, Stray.
Yeah, we got Stray is a game we got more than one person submitting, believe us.
Yeah, that was kind of popular. There was like 4 or 5 different submissions, I believe.
I think it was 4 different people. Yeah. So we're very excited to have this. We decided to pick Shoehorse with any percent unrestricted because, oh my goodness, the glitches in this game are very silly.
Oh yeah,
I believe every other submission we got was a glitchless run, and like all the submissions were really good, but we really wanted to show off the very silly glitches in this video game. So this is what we went with. This is also our first bid war of the event. If you saw Stray on Twitter, you saw the people modding their own cats into the game. And Juho's gonna have a few mods ready for us to pick through. So that will be fun. We will get very competitive over cats. As you are supposed to be. Okay. And then moving on from that, we have Myst with Radacoon. This is a really fun one. I actually one of my first like speed games I really fell in love with was a point and click, and I don't know if the off the top of my head is this version of point and click. I don't remember, but Myst is a classic. I love it, and Rad's gonna do a great job. I know Rad also really likes this video game.
I will say real quickly too, though, this actually is not a point and click in this case. It is like explorative. It's like 3D open exploring. I remember from the submission video. That's why. Bam.
Yeah, I don't have a short-term memory. So
it's really cool. Big
this is definitely a cool run though.
Game's a bit of a hit. What are you talking about, Myst?
You're right. That's why we have Focus Blast, really. But yeah, I'm big excited for this one, and I'm also big excited for this next one because you've heard of Bid Wars in your marathon game, but coming up next we have a pretty big bid war, not in the marathon game, but for the marathon game. Next up we have Savage Rizrobe, who submitted open randomizers of both of the Game Boy Advance Metroid titles, and we were too indecisive to pick one, so we're gonna make you guys do it.
We're the cowards in this case.
Yeah, we're the cowards.
Yeah.
Except for me, because I'm awesome and cool. If anybody else wants to be awesome and cool, you can, but you can't be awesome and cool and awesome and cool.
I'm
That's already
awesome
reserved.
cool, let's say.
I believe it.
Nice.
So yeah, this is really cool. I'm super excited to have this and be able to do a very kind of off the walls bid war like this. Especially for two games that are so similar, it's so different.
I'm also just really glad that we're going to get Savage back to do another Metroid randomizer run, because his randomizers of these series are so entertaining every time we've had it.
Yeah, I believe we've had like both Super Metroid and Metroid Prime 2.
Yeah, I think Echo's got in there once. So
Yeah, that's Prime 2.
It's kind of like Savage's specialty, and he always just does such a fantastic job with these.
Yeah, definitely super excited, and I know we have a lot of Metroid fans, so cannot wait. After that, we do have another big exploration-based game, though. We have Ivyori with Spelunky 2. So I'm a big roguelike fan, and I got this game last year, and this game is hard. This game is very difficult and very impressive to see fast. So I believe this category is actually going to showcase 3 different very quick playthroughs of the game in order to get every chain area and also see the super cool boss. And I just think that's super cool. This whole game is super cool. Spelunky 2, it's a classic for a reason.
I can't say I've played it, but I've heard it really is really cool.
Yeah.
Might get it.
Sure. I thought I heard like someone in my headphones, and I did not. But yeah, Spelunky 2 is awesome, and we're starting to get into. I don't know what we're starting to get into. I don't know how to describe this, but rest assured, this isn't a game you want to miss. And then with another hit, we have another sequel. We have Titanfall 2, which is we had this game, I believe, last fall. It's very fast.
It is fast.
And yeah, we're very excited to have this one. Lord Fluffy is very good at this game. We also get to see all helmets, which is a bit of a different category from what we saw last time. A little bit more collectibles to grab, which is very, very neat. So definitely super excited for this one. You do have to watch out for the Falling Titans, though, because that can be an issue.
Bring a helmet.
It's in the game name. You said something about helmets, and I got super scared that I spelled the word helmet wrong. Goodness.
All Hamlets.
I did not spell helmet wrong.
All Shelmets.
I did almost knock over my chair, though, so there's that.
Oh no.
Yeah,
that's just how excited I am for Titanfall 2. You don't get it.
This is some chaotic energy here. I love it.
I'm almost excited enough to knock over my chair, but not quite, because I like sitting down in my chair. And this is definitely a run you're going to want to sit down and watch. So moving on before people groan at that.
Nice transition. I love it.
We have The Wonderful End of the World, which is a very weird game. It's very Katamari inspired. You might be able to kind of tell from the box art. But Katamari is this very goofy game, and the submission video for this one just kind of gave me the sense of like existential dread that I couldn't describe. It's a run that's going to be very interesting to see a lot of people react to at once. It's a very neat game. And
oh yeah, you would definitely love to see this. Like, as soon as I saw this game, it was like, oh, this game exists? I want to see this. I want to see this in the marathon, please. Show us.
This is one of those games that none of us had heard of, but like all of us loved. And I can't wait.
Yeah, it's a Katamari fan. I especially love this one too. It's really silly.
Yeah, the Katamari vibes are real. Coming up next, we do kind of go into another game there are a few similarities in the gameplay between Wonderful End of the World and this that I do not quite know how to describe. It's a very esoteric 3D game, I guess is the best way. But Cinestat is also a rhythm game at the same time. And this was a game that was very... Okay, here's the deal. This was a game that we were also very considering, I believe, during Fight for Abortion Rights. So we've seen this submission video twice now. And I think I've not even gotten close to like half understanding the game both times I had to watch the video. It's very trippy rhythm hybrid, but very enjoyable.
It's very cool.
I love it.
Also, just have to say again, thank you all the cool rhythm game players in our community for submitting enough awesome runs of rhythm games that we could make another rhythm block for you.
Yes, we could. We could make another rhythm block. That. And speaking of rhythm block, is one of my favorite games that I played for the first time last year, Just Shapes and Beats. I love this game, and I'm really happy we actually got it. I love
this game, too. This game slaps.
This game is super good. For those that don't know, because I decided to be a memer and not put the box art, Just Shapes and Beats it's kind of a rhythm game. The best way I can think of is it is a rhythm game that you are trapped in the middle of, and you have to dodge it like a bullet hell.
Yeah, it's kind of like... Think of it as a cross between a rhythm game and a game that is, well, it's kind of like a game that Ephraim submits I don't even
Yeah,
remember what it's called.
it's kind of
Full
like
Hell.
Rhythm Toho. Yeah.
Yeah, Rhythm Toho. That's what it was.
Yeah, it's probably not as hard as Toho, but it is very fun and difficult nonetheless.
Yeah, definitely. You would definitely.
Yeah.
You would be really interested in this
Mm-hmm.
game. This game is really cool.
It's super pretty.
You watch. It's pretty.
And if you do like rhythm games, you will also like Crossbeats, Rev Sunrise. Jamich is super good at this game. We had Jamich once before, but it's been like 2 years. So we're super happy to have this back. We were all like, yes. And it's a very strong addition to the rhythm block. Again, we've had it before, and I don't really know what to say about rhythm games. Everybody is excited for rhythm games, really.
Woo, rhythm games, woo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Let's see rhythm games.
Rhythm games are where I get up from my computer and I go sit in front of my couch and like stream the marathon to my TV and listen through like the really nice speakers.
That's what happens, yeah.
Yeah.
Love to see it. Love to see it.
It is the perfect chill time. And we have a really exciting thing after the rhythm game block. If you move your attention to the next slide, you will see our... Oh, I didn't clean up well enough. All right. Guys, I'm going to need you to cooperate here. We need to blow this dust off of the screen, so I'm going to need you to post the blowing wind face emoji in chat to blow the dust away. Here, I'll get started. Please help me. I'm on my phone, so if this looks weird to you, it doesn't look weird to me. Okay.
It's just like Phantom Hourglass. Oh my god.
It's just like Phantom Hourglass. Alright, I'm seeing a lot. Alright. I think it's moving. Alright, guys, stop blowing. We don't want to blow this dust away. This dust can stay. This is our bonus game. Don't blow this one away. Stop blowing.
Stop.
Thank you. I'm sorry to all the people that couldn't find that emoji. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, I typed in blowing and it didn't come up with anything.
You might have to look up a wind. According to the emoji,
it was wind.
Another name for that emoji is Mother Nature.
Oh.
It's apparently called a wind face.
Wind face. Okay, my bad.
My favorite.
I'm a fake emoji fan.
Anyway, it's Dust Elysian Tail.
I'm a very real Dust Elysian Tail fan.
Woo!
So, yeah, this is our first bonus game. I figured this is a game that a lot of people would enjoy to see. It's been a game that we've been hoping someone would submit for a while, and Flap finally did.
Shock, what's going on?
Oh, did my thing break? Oh, awesome.
No.
No, Shock's helping to blow on this dust. It's fine.
No, but we want this dust to stay.
Oh, well.
If we blow on it too much, we'll blow over to the next slide. We want to keep talking about dust a little more. This game is very glitchy.
For all you kids out there, this is like the original furry indie game.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very.
Unless you count Meat Boy as a furry.
I would not.
I wouldn't either. I don't know why I said that.
They're what? It's just meat. There's nothing else. There's no fur.
This game is very good. I'm struggling to put into words how much I really like this game, how much I really like this run, how much I'm excited to have it. It's a bonus game, so get your money in if you like furries. I like furries.
Yeah, same. Furries are pretty cool.
Yo, big furry fan over here. Let's go.
Big furry fan. I just wanted to say something, and the first game I could think of was Meat Boy.
I'm glad you committed to the bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Moving on. Our next game, though, after Dust, is we have Sonic Heroes, which is another very fast game. So, you brought us something interesting. You brought us Sonic Heroes and was like, hey, I can run either Team Sonic or Team Rose, which is a bid war that is very interesting. The stories in this game are all they all use like the same levels with very minor tweaks, but they all end up going very differently. And Team Rose in particular is one that I feel like I don't see a lot. So we were very excited to have it, but also you can't go wrong with Team Sonic. So we decided to give both of them a chance and see which one y'all would pick. For those that also don't know, LTS stands for Limited Tech Selection. So you're going to be seeing not every glitch in the game, but a good few of them. For sure.
It's really funny when I remember for Team Rose where like Big Cat just kind of floats across screen and goes like it's really good.
Yeah, Big the Cat can fly. Let that influence your decision.
Yes, it's great.
But also it's Big the Cat. Like,
It's
who doesn't
awesome.
want Cat?
There's also Knuckles. I really like Knuckles. So there's my counter argument. It's Knuckles.
Yeah, true. And Knuckles.
I love Knuckles too, I can't lie.
Knuckles is pretty cool. You know who else is pretty cool? Subnautica. I've been very afraid to look at this game for a very long time. However, Lulu Zephyr showing off the glitched run is going to make an absolute, like, speed show out of this game. Which is very exciting. If you guys have not seen how this run goes, this is what you're going to want to see. It's a very cool, kind of spooky game that gets destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
It's very fast, very cool, lots of ab-bounds and stuff.
Absolutely. And I can't wait.
And if you're too scared, it's only 10 minutes long.
If you're too scared, it's only 10 minutes long. We do have another short horror game coming up, but before that, I would like to bring up the point that after the end of Subnautica, we are going to be transitioning into Saturday, the second day of the 3. So that's
Lori.
What's up?
Look at the slide.
I'm looking.
You notice something like wrong with that?
So here's the deal.
We're doing it again. Are we running Friday back?
Yeah, this is for. I mean, if you think about it, isn't Saturday really just Friday too?
Yeah.
True.
All right. Now that I've won the argument with my opponent, I'm going to make my opponent talk about video games with me.
Oh gosh. Hi. I like video games and pizza.
All right. What do you know about the Goosebumps books?
I actually read like all of them as a kid, but not really kept up with the wonderful anthology of the Goosebumps book as an adult. But apparently they make video games now, and Osborne runs one of them, and it's a really fun speedrun.
I watched this submission video, and I was like, it's a very funny game. And then I got to the Garden Gnomes, and then I was like, okay, we should take this game. If you're scared of Garden Gnomes,
it's a great run. Yeah, it's like it kind of looks like an FPS. It's a really cool run.
Yeah, this is a super funny game. I could not stop laughing, and it's like 15 minutes of laughing. Very silly for sure. So yeah, that's gonna start off, and kind of going on a little bit spooky still. We have Beyond the Forbidden Forest with Wolf Shadow. Wolf Shadow came to us during Fight for Abortion Rights with a Commodore 64 Ghostbusters game, and she is moving back to the Commodore 64 for this one with a very funny
bit of a specialist, this Wolf Shadow character.
Yes, for sure. So that's very exciting, and apparently you can die a lot in this game, and Wolf Shadow would love to show us that if you raise enough money.
It's also got like dinosaurs in it. It's I don't know.
Why is the forest forbidden? That sounds awesome.
That is a good question. Maybe we'll find out. But yeah, you die a lot. If you donate, Wolf Shadow will show all of the deaths and also the dinosaur fight. But honestly, like I grew up playing a lot of these kinds of games because I'm older, and a lot of them were like legitimately scary. And some of it was probably because I was a small child, but like some of these games are actually pretty terrifying.
Really, Blaze, I'm a smaller child. With that, though, moving on to our next game is not one that is a very scary game, but another game that I know a lot of people in here are probably a big fan of. We have Okami HD. dog.
I feel uniquely qualified to talk about Okami.
I've been meaning to play this game again because it's been like 10 years. So hopefully I finish it before the run so I can watch the run.
I played this game fairly recently. It feels like a Zelda game when you're playing it, kind of like a modern, like a not open world, but it
feels like Twilight Princess.
A Zelda game.
Twilight Princess,
abilities as you're going along. Yeah, Twilight Princess is a really good analogy. But you also have to like do drawing and stuff. This is another example, Laura, you were talking about this earlier. This is a game that first got submitted for the Fight for Abortion Rights Marathon, and that marathon was a lot shorter. We just could not fit it in. So thank you to the runner for submitting it again for Fall Fest, and I'm really glad we were able to include it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's also just a sick run. Like, this game is so long casually. Like, it's deceptively long, and I can't imagine beating it normal new game in under 3 hours. That just blows my mind.
Like, I know this game for its new game plus run, which is like mega broken, but even without the new game plus skips, new game still super good skips, and this is going to be exciting. I also see somebody saying in chat that they think Okami's the best 3D Zelda. More on that later. But moving on, we have the Cave. Which is not a 3D Zelda, but it's still a really cool game.
This was a fun find. So one thing that you should know about this game, which I found out about it more recently, which is really cool, is Ron Gilbert, who created the original Monkey Island games. This is one of the games that he created or helped to create while he was kind of on his exodus from making Monkey Island games.
It's also a Double Fine game too, if you enjoy like Psychonauts and stuff like that as well. Like,
and also,
other games they made.
This game was just one that, like, the concept of it is super neat, and TP is a runner that I have seen make marathons, so this one is going to be good.
Also Double Fine played. Never mind. Go ahead.
Also, I will say I did mix up that person that you just mentioned, Blaze, with a Welsh comedian. That is a thing that exists.
Yeah, true. We did talk about that.
Like Rod Gilbert and Ron Gilbert.
That was a very fun discussion.
Apparently we hold a hot dog for 20 minutes. Boy, I'm ready for that action.
Oh, I'm ready for the hot dog. Also, yeah, what Shasta was saying. Play Psychonauts 2?
Yeah.
Play that game. It's a good game.
Very good. Incredible video game, honestly.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a very exciting one. And coming up after this is another very exciting one. We've been talking a little bit about games that were holdovers from Fast & Furious Fight for Abortion Rights, which we had just last summer. However, coming up next, if my memory of the schedule is correct, is a holdover from Fastest Furious for Life 2019. Coming up next is Battle Chef Brigade by Ramsey Fox, and this game is awesome.
Yeah, this one's a lot of fun. It's kind of a puzzle minigame, system-based. You kind of do like food combat. I've seen Ramsey run this game in person at Midwest Speed Fest, as well as obviously the original run that we had of this back at Fight for Abortion Rights. And it's going to be really entertaining. It's like a super cozy run. There's a lot of tech, and the hard category, which is what Ramsey's going to be running, is much more complicated and should be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I was surprised because we were talking about like doing normal with an incentive to upgrade to hard, but the game just gets so different just from a difficulty switch. So
it's a lot more amusing too. Ramsey like knows everything about this game too, inside and out. So he's gonna do a really good job of explaining like every food battle. Like if you've ever seen like Iron Chef, that's what a lot of like the combat, quote unquote combat in the game is like, and it's very entertaining to watch.
Absolutely, I love this game. And coming up next, after Battle Chef, we have kind of another very cool, kind of maybe you haven't heard of, but I still love it to death game, Jazzpunk with Towser Ace. This is a game that I saw for the first time when Towser submitted it to another event, and I was just in love with it. And I feel like every event I've seen this game at, I've wanted it in super bad, and we have it this time.
We finally fit Jazzpunk into a Fastest Spurs Marathon.
We finally did it.
Which Telster's
We did it.
Telster's run like 2 or 3 games for us before this as well. So,
Yes.
But like, I think if there's one game that Telster's known for, it's actually Jazzpunk. So
Absolutely.
I'm really excited that he's going to get to run that this time.
If I recall right now too, this is like this is the start of the silly block, right? That we have for this.
Kinda. You can think of it.
We got like a mini silly block now, and then yeah, I think there's
this
more
silly games are kind of all over the place, but this is a very wacky game, is what I'd say.
Yeah, I'd say so too.
There is as you can see, there's a bid war to turn the director into a crocodile.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you just misspelled crucify. What the heck?
Nope.
Great.
That's how it was submitted. So if it is,
oh my God.
Sounds way better.
If it is a crucify typo, it's not on me.
That sounds way better than
I
crucify.
do just want to point out too, because we are getting into a few more games here. This is sort of the beginning of the most concentrated like silly block that we have. So
yeah, coming up next, we have a very silly game, all the way from the land of Germany. BB Blocksberg is some sort of German cartoon.
it's like it looked like a magical girl witch kind of story. Like I think it's like she's riding a broomstick there. So
It is a broomstick.
but yeah, and actually I will also just say I don't know if this game is silly or serious, but I just love the name.
It's just a really funny name, and that's really all we have to go off of. Yeah, we have Laika back, who is a runner that we haven't seen since 2020, which is also very exciting. So
it's a really cute run. It's
really cute.
It looks kind of retro, but it's very pretty sprite work, and Laika will do a fantastic job running it. And I feel bad for whoever the host is that's gonna have to say that name a bunch. So
yeah,
sorry in advance.
I'm gonna be sleeping, probably at 6:30 in the morning. I might be awake. You never know with me.
I'll probably just falling asleep knowing me.
We'll be
More
awake.
on that later.
Comfy silly block. Let's go. Hell
Yeah, this is very, very comfy. And, I mean, it's a good time slot. All over the place. You gotta think about the whole world when you think about these things. With that being said, though, moving on in a little bit of comfiness, we have Mad Panic Coaster, which is a game that's supposed to be scary. Look at how scary that roller coaster, the box art, went on. So this is... Oh boy. What, this is a, like, on-rails shooter?
Yeah.
On a roller coaster.
Yeah,
that's
you're on a
haunted.
roller coaster. It's got some racing game quality to it. It's got some, like, it's a little bit of like a shooter, I believe, as well. But it's got some different stuff going on. There's boss fights. It's a really cool game. This is actually another game that we wanted to try to figure out how to get into, fight for abortion rights, and it just
fell through.
It just couldn't quite make the cut, but now we're like bringing it back, and it's got a really nice spot. I think it's like I think it's a game that a lot of people will really enjoy watching that haven't heard of it before.
I definitely agree. Definitely a game that intrigued me when I saw it for the first time over the summer. And speaking of games that are intriguing, but maybe a little bit more people have heard of this one, coming up next is Pac-Man 2: The New Adventures. This is definitely one of the games ever.
Agreed.
So, Pac-Man 2 is, for those that have never seen this game, imagine, instead of controlling your character, you use an omniscient slingshot to attempt to convince your character that doing something is a good idea. He doesn't have to agree with you. He doesn't even have to do it. You just shoot something with a slingshot and hope that Pac-Man thinks it's a good idea.
It's like you're poking Pac-Man at a stick and it's being like, "Come on, go fast."
It's like the SpongeBob snail race, but it's a game.
And the winner is Rocky.
It's a video game, all right.
I think the real winner is a rock in this game. But yeah, this is a very silly game, and if you've played this game yourself, it's actually very impressive to see Pac-Man be cooperative. So this is one you're gonna want to stick around for because this game gets funny.
Also, it's got some really funny sprite work and stuff in it too.
Yeah, you can kind of tell from the box art.
I've seen this before. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm. With that though, Blaze, I believe it's time. I believe.
Well, I have a lot to say about this game. Like, I could just go on for several minutes talking about this game, but I think in the spirit of it being a cutscene remover, I will go ahead and get rid of that monologue.
Okay. Thanks.
But yeah. Just to explain to everybody what this is, you may have seen this game at SGDQ, but this is going to be the full any % run of Final Fantasy X, but with all of the cutscenes removed, which is actually super cool for marathons, because it knocks about 6 hours off of 5.5 hours off of the runtime of the game. And you retain everything that you would do as the player that is controlling the character, all the movement, all the battles, just none of the sitting through cutscenes or holding down a dialogue skip button. So it's pretty awesome.
But we do get to watch one of the really funny cutscenes if you donate.
Yeah, I think everybody knows. that cutscene.
A lot of people. I'm looking at chat. You guys seem to know what we're talking about.
Yeah, you all seem to know.
Considering the chats explode and ha ha ha's, I think we know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try it. Donate for it. I was about to try to laugh, and then I realized, wait a minute.
You probably
moving
should
on.
Stop laughing.
Maybe we should.
Yeah,
maybe we should get serious. Maybe
this is a very serious matter.
This is a very serious event.
Please, thank you.
we should move backwards. We should move a little bit more serious, a little bit backwards, a little bit before the landscape of 3D. Because we're not quite done with Final Fantasy. We have a 4-way race of the Final Fantasy VI randomizer Worlds Collide. I don't know why I put an apostrophe. Worlds Collide. So I know at least one person in this call right now who is a very big Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise fan, and hey, that person's my current co-host.
Yeah, and I have played this randomizer as well. It's pretty great. It was also just at GDQ, and they did a fantastic job with the race in person on site there. But we are going to have Gar, Hefe, Sid, and Lunar Chimera doing a four-player race. It says Jet Seed, but that's still a pretty good time. But the way this randomizer works is you just go around, you have to get characters and you have to get espers, and then once you have collected enough of those, it unlocks the final boss fight, and you have to go all the way through and kill Kefka. There's a lot more to it than that, but it will be a randomized full playthrough of Final Fantasy VI all the way up to the final boss fight. There's also some cool incentives. So you can donate, you'll be able to donate for those. And I also just want to point out Saber Wolf, who's a member of our community who kind of organized this for us and got them to submit this. So thank you very much for that. Yeah,
thank you very much. This is exciting. Again, we're no stranger to our Final Fantasy races. So this is just another great one that I can't wait for.
It has been a while since we had a 4-person randomizer race, though, so this will be really fun.
True.
This will be quite the spectacle.
Yeah, and that's a really cool player count. We'll talk more about player count later, also. But for now, we're gonna move on pretty solidly into the afternoon of Saturday.
I will say we didn't. At least we're not killing the runner. That's kind of good.
Yeah, the runner is fine. The game character, ooh.
It was pretty funny to me because Lori messaged me earlier today and she was like, do you think we need to specify that it's a character in the game and not the runner? And I was like, Lori, it's a Final Fantasy game. It has a Sid in every one. But also sure.
Think about this series. All right, next up is Below the Ocean. Which is a really cool... Yeah, Blub Blub. Really cool puzzle game that takes place in space. No, it takes place below the ocean.
No way.
The other outer space.
This kind of the anti-space. There's a lot of space in the anti-space. Without getting philosophical, Hepimwana is very good specialist of these very cool kind of 8-bit puzzle platformer stuff that keeps getting sent our way. We've had games like Love and Electhead, and this one is also just super cool because the water has a lot of things you need to keep track of. Your oxygen, your anchor, your little guy. Look at
You?
him. He's so small. Yeah, you're you.
You're you. No
Yeah.
way.
It's just kind of it's another really cool kind of like indie puzzle platformer, which is definitely like kind of happened.
Which I love indie puzzle platformers.
And the games just look so cool. So yeah, I'm totally excited for this game.
It's very neat.
Yeah. And coming up after that, we have me missing the spacebar, another really cool indie puzzle adventure. Greek Memories of Azure with Sabera. This game is so cool.
Sabera, this game is super cool.
This is so cool.
Sabera
This
is
is
also super cool.
Yeah, this is one of the most games where I've just seen like, it seems like the game and the runner were like made for each other. It really does. Watching the submission video, this is going to be just such a fun run to watch live. The game's incredible.
Yep, and we've had Sabera on before running the any % category of this game. I believe that was in our best of 2021 marathon.
Yeah.
And when this came through again, it was, Sabera submitted any % and then also all main quests. And I think I put in my note when we were reviewing games, just like all main quests, as much Sabera as possible.
We cannot shout out Sabera as a runner enough. I'm super hyped.
Yep, and we might have if you donate, we might have a really cool glitch exhibition of this game too. So very cool game, very cool runner. Category that has not been seen in a lot of marathons as far as I know, and should be a great way to spend a good chunk of your Saturday afternoon.
And coming up next, we have a little bit of an interesting block after our couple of sweet little indie games. We have Sega Rally. We got a little bit of racing.
Racing block. Okay, can I just say? Can I have to stop for a second? We had so many good racing game submissions this marathon.
So many racing games.
We had a lot of great ones.
Always something, and for whatever reason, for this marathon, like we could have probably done like, I'm not even exaggerating, like 6 hours of racing games, and they all would have been very good submissions. So it really stunk having to kind of like pick just a couple of them, but we got some really good racing game runs, which is a genre that honestly doesn't get enough love in speedrunning communities.
Agreed. They're really cool runs too, always. Like racing game runs are always really cool. There's just so many technical things about it, and so many like small ways that like all the runners just like save time everywhere. It's so cool. I love it.
Yeah, and this one's super exciting. Sega Rally is
actually 2 games also.
Yeah,
it is.
That too.
2 video games in 15 minutes.
That's
fast. Pretty neat.
But we do have another game. We do have another racing game, which is one that we thought was also very fun, which is Hot Wheels World Race.
Oh,
there we go.
Let's just let Shasta like gush about this game for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, so I saw this game at I'm blanking right now. What is it? SS4C recently, and like both the runners themselves are really, really funny, and also the game itself is just really, really fast and really cool. It's got some really awesome tech to it, where you like slow down and then like do something with the boost mechanic and just like go flying across the screen. It's so cool. There's a lot of skips and stuff in this run. It's Hot Wheels World Race. You might think like Hot Wheels, toy baby game. No, it's actually really sick. You're gonna love this run, trust me. That's why I put it at a good time slot right here. It deserves it. Damn, there's my gush.
This game is very cool. Shasta likes this game a lot, and it kind of his love of the game kind of hit us all. This is a cool game. Again, a lot of cool tech on a lot of cool racetracks, and I can't wait. Next up is another game that is a very cool game to have in events that I don't believe we've ever had until now, and we have a very unique thing with it. Coming up next, we have Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix Randomizer as a race between Auron and Surly. Oh my goodness. So
this is the first of a couple games. Actually, Dust was the first one, but there's a couple games in this marathon, or maybe series in this marathon, that this is going to be our 9th event. and you just look back and you're like, how have we not had a Kingdom Hearts game in 9 marathons already?
Yeah. This is a super cool one. And I see some people talking about the thing on the right. So I need to vent a little bit, if I may. So in the past, for the schedule reveals, when a randomizer has been a part of an event, I have tried to look for like a jigsaw puzzle website to like make the box art into a jigsaw puzzle. I also know one year I did a slide puzzle website for the Wind Waker box art. I found a website that could make, as you see on the right, a jigsaw puzzle with heart pieces. And I thought, oh, that's super fitting for this game, right?
Very much so.
And then I noticed how easy it was to fill out the PlayStation 2 bar at the box of the top of the box art. And I spent over an hour doing this. I was working on this literally less than 24 hours ago. I was at this point in the slideshow, and I spent over an hour on a heart-shaped jigsaw puzzle of a box art to a game I've never even played.
Love to see it.
I really just feel the need to tell you all about that, because I still don't know what happened to me in that hour.
You were just, you were vibing.
I was vibing. I tweeted out.
You were in your flow state.
I tweeted out well in the middle of the puzzle. I think something along the lines of, I accidentally made myself an ADHD death trap.
Oh, is that what that was a reference to?
That's
oh my god.
Oh my god.
But I did it. There's the puzzle.
I'm proud of you.
I'm very excited for this game, if you can't tell.
I'm excited for the runners as well. Surly's run games for us before. Very, very good at this randomizer as well, and involved in that community pretty heavily. And it's going to be a great time. I'm really glad that we were able to find some time for it. Again, if you're keeping track, we've had some longer runs so far, and that's not always the way that we want our marathon schedules to look. But in this case, like, that's just where the good games
so many
were.
Good games.
Yep, that and racing games.
Speaking of good games, Mega Man Battle Network.
Yes,
3.
I love this game.
Hell yeah.
This is a good game.
Hell yeah.
So this is pretty interesting, because the category that Ephraim threw to us was one that hit me. In the submission video, he was like, this category doesn't exist. Basically, Mega Man Battle Network 3 has this post-game boss rush that I believe you have to use, like, rental builds or something like that. I'm not 100% sure on how it works. But essentially, this is going to be a boss rush, and it's a very entertaining boss rush. This is a game that's very hard to have in events, because we already have like 10 multi-hour runs, and this would have been another one if it was the full game. But this category is really condensed, straight to the action, really good showcase of a really good game, so I'm super excited to have something like it.
Absolutely, and another run from Ephraim, who is...
Yeah. Just done some great stuff for us.
Always such an entertaining runner to watch. So,
Also, if you run a Mega Man Battle game, that'd be pretty cool if you submit to this too. Just saying.
Maybe.
Please, pleading.
Cool.
You can't tell, but I'm doing the finger pointing right, finger pointing left.
I did the same thing. Speaking of Mega Man, though, we have not quite Mega Man, but just as hype as Mega Man. We have Azure Striker Gunvolt 3.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like new Mega Man.
It's basically like new Mega Man.
Like Mega Man again.
Very fast.
I love Gunvolt. The very first marathon, I was a organization, like I was on the organization team for, every year we got like 4 Gunvolt games submitted. And everybody on the submission team would just not allow anyone else to say no to Gunvolt. So this is a game I am hard raised on in the world of marathons, and I haven't gotten sick of it, so I mean, it must be good.
These runs are incredibly entertaining to watch, even if you're not familiar with the series, because the action is so... Like, it's so fast, and like the movement attack is incredible. It's just mesmerizing to watch.
It's so sick.
Cool. I love the Gunvolt games. And that's a really exciting one. Really happy to have Benja doing that. And coming up next is let's talk about a little bit of new games, because Azure Striker Gunvolt 3 is a new game. However, on top of new games, 2022 has been a pretty big year for remakes. And I feel I need to talk about remakes a bit, because they're a big part of not only gaming, but speedruns, two very different versions of the same exact game. That's really cool. But in my head, there's only one remake from this year that really gets me going, that I'm just super excited for. That's right, we're talking about the Klonoa Suite, baby! Woo!
Woo! Wahoo!
Wahoo!
Shasta, tell us about your bonus game.
Alright, so this game slaps. It's very, very good. I played it for the first time when the remake came out. I absolutely love it. I fell in love with it. Fell in love with the whole series, honestly, at this point. It's adorable. It's great. In particular, this run I'm doing here is just of Klonoa 1, not of Klonoa 2, which is also in the same pack, by the way, of like both games. Like they both got remade, 1 and 2. It's sick. But like I'm doing Klonoa 1, and in particular support mode means I'm using a feature called support jump in the run, which basically gives me like another jump. So I get one jump, I get a little float, and then I can also jump again if I want to as well. And that jump goes very high, and it allows me to skip a lot of stuff, and it's really cool. Like, I love it. Also, my incentive is neat too, because that's great music. It's like a little challenge level. But yeah.
Love challenge. What?
Wahoo!
This game is adorable and awesome, and I can't wait.
It's another series too that people are kind of like getting introduced to if they weren't around for the original games. And we we had a run of Klonoa 2, I believe, that was submitted as well.
We did.
So it was neat to see multiple Klonoa runs coming off of this remake and the hype around that.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely
sure.
Really good to see.
And coming up next, we have Gargoyles Quest 2. A little bit of a different step, but Vanny is a very good runner with a lot of very silly games, and this one was the one that took the cake this event.
This game is so hard, and Vanny just makes it look so incredibly easy.
You played this game?
I've watched Vanny run this game.
Okay.
I would die like within a minute if I tried to play this game, because it's a 42-minute platformer run. So, I mean, there's a little bit of like adventure and stuff like that, kind of like wandering around, but it's basically just like a bunch of platforming levels, and it's a long run. It's pretty technically involved, and Vanny is the best at this game, frankly, and the game itself also just holds up really well because it's kind of a late NES game. So the graphics actually look pretty cool. The music's pretty great. It'll be a really fun time.
For sure. A lot of people seem to think this game hates you. Maybe it does.
Maybe it does.
Also, it's hard to gauge the difficulty of a game when you watch someone just absolutely destroy it, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, what I was gonna say, that was a very limited amount of NES games submitted this year, and yeah, we were like, we need an NES game. Let's just put one in. But
yeah, this is a super cool one to hit in.
Yeah, it's very cool run, to say the least. Vice Meta 2, they're also very cool as well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But with that being said, it's time for the last day. Sunday, we're getting close to the end of the event. Still a lot of time. Still have to go all the way from midnight to 10 p.m. Shasta,
hi.
You know a good way to pass some good time?
What's that? Video
Chrono
game?
Cross Radical Dreamers Edition.
Yeah, that's a video game right there.
It's a very cool video game. So, for those that don't know, this is a like remaster that came out super recently that added a fast forward mode and cut over 2 hours off of this like 7.5 hour run. Like it cut a lot of time off of the run. So I think it's really cool that this game is like a lot faster now because this is a really cool game.
I think you kind of see a theme here of like
Video games being
really that too, but also just really long RPGs with like things now to make it way faster. Because so not gonna be like fitting in marathons like this one. This is one of those examples right here too. Like I had Final Fantasy 10 earlier with the cutscene mover. Now we have Chrono Cross with just a fast forward mode. Because otherwise this run's really long. But now it's a lot shorter and it works. Also Ray's very cool. Let's go Ray. Hell yeah.
Ray's very cool. There's like 80 characters you can name.
Yeah.
There's a character named Starkey. I blinked and I misread it as Stinky for like a full second. So I'm doing great.
You should,
you're doing very
donate
well.
the name Starky Stinky.
You could name the whole cast Stinky if you wanted to.
I just
But
I cannot stress enough as an RPG speedrunner how happy I am for stuff like cutscene removers and fast forward. It's like, yes, first of all, my games might actually have a chance to get into marathons now. And also, yay, I don't have to like take an entire like work day to do a speedrun.
Yeah. Pretty much. You can probably name one of them, heck. Yeah, you can name them whatever you want as long as it doesn't like break chat rules.
Yeah. Hecks are allowed here.
Hecks are allowed.
Possibly.
To an extent. Moving on.
I think so.
We have our next game of the night, Super Metroid Harvest.
This one's funny.
So this is I think a Thanksgiving themed Super Metroid ROM hack.
There was a one point
a ROM hacking contest.
There was a one point in the VOD I watched for this where I think like Linkemeister was fighting. I think it was like a can of corn or something. That's what it was.
Yup.
And this marathon's taking place around Thanksgiving time, so like it kind of just works out, you know?
Yeah, it's pretty close to Thanksgiving. It's November 13th. Thanksgiving is on some period of time.
Around there.
It's very interesting. And from my understanding, I believe 78% is the maximum collectible percent in the game.
Yeah.
So that's just not like a weird stipulation. I think it's just 100%.
Yeah. Like, I was just wondering, like, when I saw this game, I was like, why is it 78%? What is so significant about it being 78?
Well, you see, Thanksgiving started in not 1978.
No, I remember starting around then, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
it started in 1978.
It started in 1978.
I've read the book, it's okay.
Okay, yeah, you know how to read. Good.
Yeah.
I don't. Clearly.
True.
So, yeah. Super excited for that. Always love Linka's weird hacks. I don't know how people find these. Moving on, we have Tag. Which is another fan game, actually.
No tagsies, backsies.
No tagsies, backsies. Yeah, so we have another fan-made mod. Aperture Tag takes the gel mechanic from Portal 2 and makes you use that for your puzzles.
It's really cool because like I think one speeds you up if I recall, one like has like bounce and stuff. So there's a lot of,
the blue makes you bouncy and the orange makes you super fast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's really
sick. Also at the same time it's in the source engine, so you know it's broken.
Busted.
And this is a run we're super excited to have. I believe just last spring we had Infrared open for us with Portal 2. So having him back to show off a mod of that game, very exciting. Super excited.
And we got a bid war for the ending as well too.
And we got a bid war for the ending.
Yeah, definitely. I was actually watching a game of tag going on YouTube right now, so it's like, yeah, this is very relevant.
Yo, professional tag is really cool though.
Tag is all the rage these days with the children and the older children.
It was basically a 72-hour tag battle across the entirety of Europe.
Oh my goodness.
That sounds cool.
That's wild.
Also, look at professional tag before we go off of this topic because professional tag is really cool.
Alright. Get the competitive tag gaming in there.
It's actually really sick.
I don't know, my only competitive game I've been playing is Splatoon.
Let's go.
I'll be able to send that video.
Yeah, moving on.
So remember earlier when we were talking about... Remember when somebody earlier said Okami was the best 3D Zelda game? You might be right. Again, I need to play it again. But this is my pick.
Majora's Mask is very good. And also Glitchless in particular is a really cool category.
Glitchless is super cool.
You think Glitchless is like, you
walk places.
You just go to point A and point B, no problem at all. No, Glitchless from Majora's Mask especially has a lot of skips in it. And like a lot of really cool movement and stuff. It's really sick. Like huge after this run.
Majora's Mask is a game that in particular is very like built around its world. So this isn't like a game where you're kind of just going from dungeon to dungeon doing whatever. There's a lot to do in this game, and the whole kind of gimmick of the game is that you have so little time to do it. So this is going to be super exciting. Glitchless, very good. Benji, very good.
Agreed.
Blindfolded final boss. Well, I don't know what else I need to say about that one.
Blindfold Majora, that's crazy. I love it. That fight's hard. It took me a while casually.
It took me a while, even with the thing that makes it broken.
Oh no.
Which Benchy's not gonna have.
Generally speaking, for final boss fights, I want to have my eyeballs.
Generally.
Yeah, same.
Also playing music during the Zora cutscene, that's like with the piano, right, if I recall?
Something like that. I think they named the instrument in the incentive, but I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Pretty sure.
Yep.
It's really cool.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a super exciting one. And moving on from there, we move into...
Phalanx has been, before we move on, Phalanx has like been around since like the early days, like 2014, like I have or so. You remember like NOP streams with Majora's Mask with all the different piano playing and stuff. It's very comfortable.
Yeah.
Also,
I guess.
Will confirm it's a digital piano. Just check the sheet.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
It was listed as digital. There's a lot going on. A lot of video gaming.
This is a game you want to see.
Yeah.
I will say.
Moving on to a game you
Really
want to see in a very different mood. A very different game, but still a very entertaining one. We have Dora the Explorer, the Search for Pirates Pig.
Search for Pirate Pig's treasure?
This is yes, thank you. This is a very silly game that I saw at Midwest Speed Fest. And Blaze also saw it at Midwest Speed Fest by actually being there. I was not there. But this is a very good, funny game. And we really wanted to have it. I
like Dora the Explorer.
Dora the Explorer.
That's her middle name, right?
Yeah. So, in this one in particular, I would also like to give a big shout out to the runner. Cass is really good at this game and also has been a super helpful volunteer for us for a very long time now. So the fact that the game we get from them is this ridiculous.
Everyone's got some of the incentive too. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, with that incentive too.
This is a video game, right?
This is a video game.
I hope so.
I love seeing people have a lot of passion for really weird speed games, and this is one that definitely I thought was funny.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very excited to have this. And
it'll be a good time.
Really good time. And coming up next, we have...
Speaking of funny...
Devil May Cry.
Devil May Cry.
Not very Dora, but...
Yo, little fun fact for you, by the way. That sticker comes from Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne. It's on the box art for it.
I love that game.
It's great, yeah.
It also features Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
It also features Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
Well, what's that one on the bottom say? Cool. It's so flat, I can't
tell. I can help you. It says featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
It says featuring Dante from Devil May Cry series.
Okay, it says it, but very
I literally stretched my face to say that.
Play DMC is best.
DMC
cool.
is a good video game. Very action-packed video game.
You're hacking and slashing.
You're hacking and slashing. Flen has no shortage of very intense games to show us. I believe the last game he ran for us was Mega Man X4.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this kind of fits into that, funnily enough. Like, very fitting set of games. And this is a super good one to help warm up Sunday for what will end up ensuing. And coming up next is another very shadowy game where the logo has a lot of red and black, but it's a little bit different in some other aspects. Next up, we have Origami by Amerlin.
Origami?
Yeah. Not to confuse with Origami.
Not to be confused with Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne featuring Dante.
True?
Featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
This game sadly does not feature Dante, but it does feature pretty cool stealth.
Yeah, I love runs like this where it's like supposed to be a stealth action game, but you just ignore like all the stealth and just do all action.
Mm-hmm.
It's very cool. This game also has like kind of a blinking mechanic. If you've ever seen like Dishonored as well too. That's in third person. So this is a bit different from that.
Yeah.
Just really quick on the incentive too, it says save the guard, and you might just be like, well, what's the big deal with that? I believe Amerlin put in their description of this that by saving the guard, it potentially will make things very, 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 very hard because it's just one random NPC that normally you just kind of like to get out of the way stealthily and silently, you know, what probably happens to the guard. But in this case, if you all donate to save the guard, he's just still going to be wandering around trying to guard stuff, and that might not go well for the runner.
Sometimes you just need to get stuff guarded, and that's what guards are for.
Makes the run quite a lot harder, and you'd be very interested in watching it.
Yeah,
very silly.
Everyone's also just a very good marathon runner in general.
Very excited.
Great.
And speaking of excited for something I am.
You better get excited for this one.
Oh, yeah.
So, we were talking earlier about how it's been a while since we've had 4 people in a run together. How about 6?
Woo, why not? Why not?
Why not? Yeah,
6 people.
Yeah,
like,
we have
imagine.
a Destiny 2 raid for you.
Destiny 2!
Destiny 2! So, this has always been a cool one. I don't know anything about this game.
This is part of the team that ran Destiny at GDQ about a year and a half ago, I believe. Not the whole team, but there's some overlap there, and you'll see some familiar names on there. Shockwave, Takigi, Mr. Chowtime are volunteers and runners for us in most of all our marathons over the years, so this will be fun. This is just gonna be them having fun, and I'm so excited for this.
Also, for the record, I believe we're only going to be streaming 2 of the game feeds for this. Like, you're not going to see all 6. That would be... Oh, boy.
That would completely kill the stream. I mean,
Our TMP server will blow up.
It would be on fire.
You'll hear all 6 of them, though. They will definitely all be gaming.
Yeah.
It'll explode in Sart's house.
This run is literally chaos. I would definitely suggest watching, like, 6... Like, when do marathons have 6 runners? Tell me.
That's wild.
Tell me a marathon run that has 6 runners.
The time this game was a GDQ.
That is true, but I don't know anything else.
But this is super cool. Love to feature stuff like this on an event. Very unique to see. And coming up next, another thing I'm very excited for. Sunday is very exciting for me. Every day is very exciting for me. But this was we got a lot of good games. And we got to put a lot of them very late into the event. And some of them are first times. Fun fact, do you know how long we went without, like, a main series Pokemon game?
All of the time.
A while. All of them. This is our first time.
I believe so, yeah. It's our first time.
I will make a special caveat. We have had Pokemon games before, but not in not in the charity events.
Not in the charity events. It was 2021.
It was the best of 2021, I believe.
We had 2021.
BDSP. But... this time we're going way back from BDSP. We're going to Pokemon Yellow. And this is a classic kind of Pokemon speed game. Very, very, very to the point, Pokemon Yellow is actually. I've run Pokemon Shield myself, and oh my god, that game is so good. It has so many cutscenes that mean absolutely nothing. Pokemon Yellow's got a lot of... Pokemon Yellow doesn't waste your time. You're getting all those... You're becoming the champion in 2 hours. Or at least M-Chan is. M-Chan is doing it. I don't think I can do it in 2 hours.
It is also really... There's a lot of really interesting strats. There's a lot of knowledge that goes into Pokemon games.
Really cute Pikachu. Okay,
it's also a really cute Pikachu, but yeah.
All the Pokemon we catch. Woo! Except for one.
Don't worry about that.
I'm pretty sure I've mainly been doing Pokemon hacks as well, and yeah, I should really get into this game. This game is really cool. Pokemon Yellow, it's something you don't usually see. You usually see Red and Blue.
Your high opinion, Pokemon good.
I like Pokemon. I really like
Pokemon. Definitely.
I love Pokemon so much.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
It's so bizarre that we're in like almost to 10 marathons, and this is our first Pokemon game that we've ever had. So submit more Pokemon games, y'all. We really want to put them in the marathon.
Yeah.
I love it.
I want more Pokemon. Speaking of games that come from series I really like, though, Pokemon I'd say is one of my 2 like absolute favorite series. Other one's Kirby. Many of you probably knew that. We have a really interesting Kirby show this time. So Shasta Shasta is a very good runner of a lot of Kirby games, and we have two of them fighting each other. But these two games have a little bit of a very interesting connection that you might not know, which is their guest modes. So I did not type in the right character on the bid war. So let me correct myself now. The guest modes allow you to play as another major Kirby character through the events of said Kirby game. So for those that don't know really how to pick between Triple Deluxe and Planet Robobot, let me put this in a kind of easier to understand method. Do you want to see Shasta play as DDD or Meta Knight? That's the big difference. Really cool. Two very different characters, and we thought this would be a very fun bid war to try out. It's our second multi-game bid war of the event, actually, because of the Metroid randomizers from earlier. But this is a super cool idea. I'm super happy to see how it ends up.
Yeah, I've put a lot of effort into both these runs lately. Really, just in general, all the runs in the Kirby series that actually feature Kirby, funnily enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, these runs are really, really cool. I can vouch hard for them. A cool thing about them in particular I like a lot too is that normally you play the story mode of the Triple Deluxe, you use Hypernova sections that take a lot of time with Kirby. Instead of robot, there's always robot sections too, that take a lot of time with Kirby. Those are not a thing in either of these runs. Those are completely skipped over. They're really sick.
Yeah, it's just raw DDD, raw Meta Knight, going as fast as possible.
The cool thing too is that if DDD, you get a lot more puzzles in the run, a lot more rooms you don't normally see as Kirby, whereas with Meta Knight, you get a lot more a lot of really fast quick kills, and a lot of really fast movement and stuff. A lot of really cool stuff. They both have neat quirks to them. They're both worth watching out for and donating for, honestly.
Yeah, we'll definitely put a lot of spotlight as it gets closer and closer, because this is a little bit of a tricky one to sell. But I think, look at those two adorable faces.
Also, yeah, Robot's also my favorite Kirby game. Triple X is also very good too. Again, just a great video game in here either way.
Yeah, absolutely. However, we're not done with the Kirby, because again, this is either DDD or Meta Knight, and we need a little bit of that pink puff in all of his real glory. And that's why next up we have Kirby Squeak Squad 100%. One of my favorite games. In a category that goes really hard.
Yeah, 100% so cool. 100% get all 120 chests in the game, and there's a lot of really cool rounding with it, considering the fact that so there's 3 chests usually in each level, and there's 5 spots in your bottom screen to fill them up. So a lot of time you have to route around that, especially on the fly whenever you pick up random bubbles and stuff throughout the game. It's really cool.
Yeah,
there's a lot of very awesome movement to it. Game. Wheel is busted in this run. It's so cool.
So funny. Yeah, this is I think the only Kirby game I can think of with inventory management.
Yeah. It's not a thing you see more in a lot of platform runs, especially ones of this pace.
Yeah, for sure. This is one I ran myself, and I love it. And Moxie is great at the game.
First Speed game a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
So
as a casual observer, I love that the 100% category is known to the community as Squundo.
Yes,
Squundo.
That is good.
Squundo.
That is a great category name.
Like that. There you go.
Yeah. Shout out to Squundo. And with that being said, I have a little bit of a riddle, actually. What do these 4 games, Crossbeats, BB, Battle Network, and Origami, have in common? There's a little bit of a clue that's been lying around on some of these slides that might actually help you get the answer if you are way too observant and obsessed with details for your own good. You people have noticed, on all of the slides for the games, I put these little, I don't know what to call them. They're old pieces of paper.
I thought it was bread.
Parchment?
Yeah.
Old pieces of paper, long time parchment, Elder Scrolls.
Oh.
We have 4 of them right now. So here's the 5th one.
There it is.
So yeah, for our last bonus in the game, we have Skyrim. This is exciting. I don't think I need to tell you why.
I'll say a little bit about it though.
Yeah,
I will tell you why. So This run right here is Glitch's main quest. This is normally how you speed in the game in general. That being said, though, 2 runners this game are both like first and second place in it, so you're getting a really freaking cool race. And also play as the Khajiits, who are the kitties. Let's go, kitty.
Let's go, kitty.
Let's go, kitty. Yeah.
I think the most impressive thing about this run is playing a Bethesda game for an hour and a half without any glitches.
Honestly, though, you're not wrong.
I feel like they might accidentally glitch on accident.
It might happen. There's probably rules about it that's just like intentional glitches, if I had to guess.
It's like if it happens, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Probably.
But yeah, this is super exciting.
We won't cut the stream with a glitch. Don't worry.
I don't think we've ever had an Elder Scrolls. I think this is also new to us.
I don't think we've.
Right?
We've had Morrowind, I want to say.
Oh, true.
We had Morrowind by Forest.
True.
We've had Skyrim.
This is the first time we've had Skyrim.
Yeah. Kind of like Shasta outlined. I mean, this is number 1 and 2 runners in this category. They submitted as a race. They submitted that they wanted to do Khajiit, and it's just like. That's a bonus game. I don't care. Like,
easy
as
bonus.
That's like all the chat.
It's gonna be so much fun. So
that's like all the chat boxes ticked.
Yeah,
yes, we need
like a great run. We need. And speaking of very iconic games and very good runners, coming up next we have Mass Effect 2 by Demonic Robots.
Great video game.
Such a good video game.
It's like one of the defining like Western RPGs out there. I feel
this is one of the video games of all time.
One of the video games, yes.
The video game of all time. Let me tell you.
This is a super one I'm excited for.
So and to go with the incentive there too, called No One Left Behind, and that you have to save everyone just throughout the entire game. Adds a little bit of time to the events, and that's pretty cool too.
Yeah, Mass Effect has always been very good time.
Yeah.
On events for us, and
very sick.
Well, and also Garrus, like low key furry protagonist hero.
This game's got everything.
Yep. It's a good spot for it. We're getting pretty close to the end here, so this is a great way to start winding things down.
Yeah.
Good game.
Well, okay, I'm lying. This game doesn't have everything. This game is missing 2 things. It's missing kids and squids. And with as stacked as a schedule as this has, I am very, very honored that everybody else on the team decided that I got to end this one off myself with Splatoon 3.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh my goodness.
Let's go.
Spoon 3.
Spoon 3. I'm so excited. So yeah, Splatoon 3 came out very recently, and the single player is the weirdest it's been yet. There's a lot of weird goop all over the place. And I didn't know how to describe it.
It's just hair.
First thing
hair,
you need to know
I guess.
about this game, there's weird goop everywhere.
Have you guys played Mario Sunshine?
Yeah.
No, but
It's moving.
But yeah, the overworld in this game is very unique and allows for a lot of really cool skips. On top of this being like maybe the most involved and actual story in these single player campaigns have been yet. And so I'm super excited that this game is a good speedrun, and I'm super excited to show it off as the finale. Because I love this game to death right now. I've not played like anything else since this game came out.
Yeah, we have seen you just play Splatoon 3 all day.
Oops.
It is great.
Me ignoring my responsibilities.
Can you tell us about that incentive as well too?
Oh yeah, okay. So after Alterna, if you know what that is, you're probably crying at the thought of me having to play that level. If you don't know what it is, if you know what Champions Road is,
Champions Road, 3D World,
it's kind of like that.
Perfect Run as well.
Incredibly challenging, like 10-minute gauntlet level that, if you were to go on Twitter right now and search the words after Alterna, you are going to see a lot of very upset people. I have multiple friends who have considered sending me their Nintendo Online information so I can play this level for them.
Like, I'm gonna be honest, I beat the level, I beat this game, it took, like, 200%, because apparently this game is a 200% for some reason. And, it took me about an hour.
Yes.
So we're gonna see Lori do this in about, less than that.
10, 15 minutes-ish.
10 minutes.
But yeah,
She's
that's
good. This game is good.
This is a super exciting game. Also, I've mentioned I've been playing this game nonstop. I snuck in a little Easter egg. If you guys want to know what weapons I play in this game, I play Octobrush and Mini Splatling. So shout out to those weapons. If anyone in this chat plays either of those weapons, I love you oh so dearly. I love Splatoon 3. And I love this event. Oh my god.
Hell yeah.
This is a super exciting schedule. Unfortunately, though, schedules eventually have to run out. But that doesn't mean the games have run out. We do have a whole lot of bonus games. I'm not joking. I'm not joking when I said the amount of games we got submitted. Like, or backups. Oh my goodness, bonus. Backup games. We got ridiculously high amount of incredibly good submissions this time around. And we just couldn't take all of them. So thank you all who all submitted, because we love you, but like, oh my goodness, there's so much stuff to take. In particular, I have a lot of names on this slide. Tempest Mask, Okapi, Olvind, Danasan, Bomb Happy, Senil, Looking Toad, Carter Freak, Yoshi Chief, Sazume, Fantastic Fox, Fiendly, Pods, Slosh, Adalor, and Sega Star, who are on this backup list, despite not being in the main event. We wanted you. I promise. We did.
Please submit again.
So many games.
That goes for everyone in jail.
That goes for everybody.
Please submit.
There are a lot of I've seen some people in chat who aren't on the backup list or on the main list that I'm just like really sad that we had to cut you.
Yeah.
That was too many. Yeah. I will say there was like too many games. That was like, I'm gonna be honest with this. There is 10 days of games. Like, we have enough games to last 10 days for this match.
Yeah, we had enough submissions to, even if you remove the entire schedule's worth of games that I just presented to you, fill a week.
Yeah. And we had to quarter it. I'm not even getting you. It's a lot harder than it seems.
Also, just keep in mind too, like sometimes we don't take games because we've had them recently or we've had similar things recently. So it's not always because of, some of these other considerations. So everything comes back around too. So please just keep submitting your games if you enjoy running them and want to show them off for us. And don't just submit them to us, submit them to other marathons as well. There's at least 3 other marathons right now that I could tell you off the top of my head that are open for submissions that would probably love to have your games too. So
yeah, definitely keep on submitting.
Sure.
We'll love to see you all sometime, but we just didn't have enough room. But yeah, we'll just next time. Hopefully we can get it.
For sure. And with that being said, speaking of submitting things and seeing you all next time, that is it with the end of our schedule and our backup games. That's the reveal. I hope you guys are excited because oh my goodness, I feel like I'm more excited than ever.
I'm very excited. This is going to be a great marathon for a great cause again as well. Third marathon raising money for Trans Lifeline. So let's get another PB.
Trans rights.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, congrats on the runners getting in. Good luck to everyone who gets in. And yeah, we'll give you the role shortly.
Once again, Drell, just keep on submitting if you didn't get in overall. The biggest reason why runs gets rejected in the first place to marathons is always just like we don't have enough time for it. Really, your runs are good. You're very good. Just keep on doing it. Keep on working on your runs. Keep on improving as a runner. Keep on just getting better times. Keep on just doing well. Just keep on gaming, y'all.
Keep on doing what you do.
Keep on gaming.
Yeah, we'll love to see you all.
I'm also just so
don't let this discourage you or anything. It's fine.
We always do try to fit in a couple new runners or runs that it's like we're gonna try to take a chance on this because we think the game looks really cool or the runner looks really like they do a great job with the game, even if it's like a lesser known game or something like that. So, you know, we usually have some spots for games like that, but that can't be the full schedule too. So, you know, there were a lot of we talked about this throughout this. There were a lot of people who they didn't quite make it into the abortion rights marathon, and a lot of them got their games into this one, and that's really exciting for them. And that could be you next time. You know, you can come submit again for the spring marathon, or you know, whatever else we may do in between now and then. And yeah, eventually you will get to run your game. I promise you. There will eventually be a time for it.